John Brewer here, South Florida's restaurant guy, Azor Brewer Restaurant Advisors. I am very, very fortunate to have with me Sharon Rubeck of Another Perfect Party. Mm-hmm. We've talked a little bit. I'm hoping we can get a lot of this down, but she's been a lifer in the business over 20 some odd years, and she's got a place here in Pompano. She does a lot of catering. And first, I guess you told me that the name came from an interesting display.
Came from, we would be driving home from catering parties and we'd talk about it and say, how did the party go? Well, it was perfect. It was another perfect party, of course. So hence the name. And we kind of made it our mantra that that's the only kind of party we do. Perfect party.
Awesome.
Make it easy for our guests and pleasurable for our hosts and hostesses, and if they're happy, we're happy.
And this business has been...
I've been in this building for 7.5 years, almost 8, and it started from a small home business, from my kitchen.
From your kitchen?
From my kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many years were you were doing parties from your kitchen?
34 years.
Wow.
Yes, I did parties from my kitchen for over 20 years.
And I think there's a little interesting story about why you had to move into a space, right?
we try not to talk about it, but yes, I was...
we can leave it out if you want.
I was catering an event, and someone said that they became sick on something that I prepared for them, and come to find out it wasn't even something that I did. However, I got busted, and I was ready to throw the whole business up in the air because I had always been so afraid.
Right.
And... the health inspector said to me, "You've got a rocking business. What's wrong with you? I'm going to help you." And he did.
Did he really?
He helped me, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He
gave me all the documentation that I needed to become a legit catering business. He
helped you with the permitting process,
yeah,
and what to expect from the health inspections,
mm-hmm.
and all that thing?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He was great, yeah.
That's awesome.
And he was a bigwig with the health department. It wasn't just, an inspector. He was in charge of it. So within 6 weeks, I was in this space.
You found this space,
mm-hmm.
and it's within walking distance of your house, I think you were telling me?
45 seconds if I don't catch the light. If I catch the light, it's like a minute and a half. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's great. It's great. It's worked out well for us.
It has.
We pump out a ton of food.
And you were telling me about some of the events that you do. You do a wide gamut, if you want to go into that a little bit.
We do from weddings, birthdays, showers, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, realtor broker opens, corporate events, bridal showers, baby showers, funerals. We do a lot of church work. We are the preferred caterers for WPLG, Local 10. When they had the hurricane last year, we were in there for 5 days, day and night.
Wow.
Alessandro actually slept there and prepared food for them and all of the TV staff so that we could be, prepared for the hurricane.
Wow.
Somebody has to feed those folks.
That's it.
So, yeah. And we do all kinds of events. There's basically nothing that we don't do.
You say you go all the way down to Miami.
Yes, we go to Miami and up West Palm Beach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
you got a couple of vans that you use for...
We have 2 vans, and I own a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and if need be, we'll rent another vehicle. We're due this season to get a third truck.
Okay.
Business, thank God, it's warranted where we need another vehicle.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm here, actually. Everybody knows I'm a restaurant broker, and it seems like they're outgrowing this space. The business has been so good that they are looking to probably about double the size, I think, is what you're thinking.
If we could, that would be wonderful. Mm-hmm. Double the size, and I need a walk-in. Guys, I need a walk-in.
Oh, that's right.
Bad.
Yeah, we got to get her a walk-in.
Get me a walk-in.
We need to get her a walk-in quick. Now, I want to go back into, because we were talking when I first came in, I was worried that we weren't going to get in, so I'm trying to remember everything, so please refresh my memory. But you were a bartender.
I was a bartender. I was a bartender for Bennigan's Irish American Grill. Started in my 20s and left in my 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a wonderful career. I learned a lot, as we were talking about lessons learned. Corporate corporate, it has a lot of control, but I took all that knowledge and I put it into this.
Right.
And it's worked. I mean, they spend a lot of money learning how to do all that and figuring it out, so I went ahead and took advantage of it.
Absolutely, and
So-
you bring up a great point, because I'm from the business.
You
We
have-
talked
yeah.
about the business, and the time I've spent in corporate environments may have been, in some ways a little restraining, but I think you learn a lot of stuff that you take with you as far as systems go and putting systems in place. And you may not like them, but especially now that you're on the other end of it, that you're the bean counter as well.
Yes, I am.
You understand the value of it.
Yeah.
So the systems are put in place for a reason.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, I did Bennigan's for all those years, and even towards the end, I was basically very part-time.
Okay.
And came in, I was able to do, they knew that I was in the catering. And they were just happy to have me there to keep everything in line.
And how did you get into the service industry? What attracted you? I always think there's two ways people get into the service industry. Either it pulled you in and you couldn't get out, or it's something that you got, you went and you seeked and you liked. I love bartending. I bartended in Manhattan. I loved it. It was probably one of the best ways to live in Manhattan. I got to go to parties, got to go out, got to meet all the restaurant owners. I come from a family of restaurant people, so it was just kind of a natural progression. How about you?
A little bit restaurant family background, but more or less, it was a matter of convenience for me. I was working as a single mom. I was not married at the time.
Yeah.
And I was working in a bank, making minimal money, but I had management position, and it was like I had a girlfriend who was in the restaurant business, and I was also moonlighting at a restaurant where my mom worked.
Okay.
As a cashier, and I'm seeing what kind of money these girls are making.
Right.
And I'm like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So my girlfriend said to me, she worked for a restaurant. It was a new concept at the time. It was Mr. Grump's, and she said to me, you really should get out of the banking business. You're spending all your money on childcare, and if you worked at the restaurant, you could work it it's just so much more profitable. And she was right. I called up, I said, oh boy, if I could have a job like yours, I would take it tomorrow. She called me back and said, I got you the job. You just have to come in and fill out the paperwork. I said, oh my God, I've never served a table in my life. And she said, yes, you have. You've served us dinner many times at your house. You can do this. And there you go.
And there you go.
The rest is history.
You were
I started out as a server.
A waitress.
Yeah.
We used to.
Yeah. Yes.
That's changed.
Yes. We're no longer waitresses. We're servers. And then I became a bartender because I worked in that restaurant, which was Dan Dowd's Steakhouse, for any of you who.
Is that still out? Or
No,
it's closed down
it
a while
was,
ago.
yeah, a long time ago.
What was the name of it again?
Dan Dowd's Steakhouse.
Dan Dowd's.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the one with the big cow.
Yes,
was it?
it was. They stole the cow all the time.
My Florida flashbacks are coming back.
Yes. I was the
They
cashier
sold the
there.
cow?
No, they stole it.
Someone stole the cow?
Oh, constantly. It was always in the missing cow reports. But the cash register was behind the bar. So I sat there on Saturday nights and I watched the bartender make drinks. So I knew how to make every drink before I even touched a bottle.
Yep.
Just so happens that at Bennigan's, someone lost their job. It was on Valentine's night, and my bosses called me in and said, you know how to make drinks. I know you do. And I was like, yeah, you can do this. And it's like, oh no, don't do this to me. Well, I think that night I made like $400 in a matter of 6 hours.
What?
And I said, I will never carry a tray again. And I went behind the bar.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
true
awesome.
story. Yeah, I was petrified. Petrified.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of drinks were you making back there? What kind of... Because that has changed, I mean...
Yes, it has. It's not the craft cocktails.
We're not using flamethrowers and
no,
smoking stuff and
no,
oak boards
We
and...
were doing, I think the
parsley
wildest
sprigs
thing.
and what do they got? Bay leaves and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do anything like that. We did frozen drinks and kamikaze, sex on the beach, blowjobs, all the
What?
typical, all the typical cocktails.
We'll have to take this out.
Yeah,
We'll have
X
to-
that out. The typical cocktails from
That's it, yeah.
back in the
B-52s.
You got it.
I used to do those too. And
Yeah.
that's
Uh-huh.
yeah, the business
That was
has
it.
changed a lot.
It has tremendously.
Now, with the business now that you have, do you do spirits as well, or do you bring someone else in to do the spirits?
We don't do spirits. We're not licensed to sell alcohol. However, I am insured, so my servers can pour.
They can pour.
Yeah. So what we do is we arrange with the client that they either purchase their own alcohol, which usually they're pretty happy doing, or we do have a vendor that we work with, and he sells the liquor to them. He'll deliver it. He'll take it back. We want to make it easy for our clients. Party planning and having a party is very stressful for a lot of people.
Right.
And if we can make it easier for them, they're going to have more parties. And that's our goal, is to make it really simple for them. As I tell them when they sign the contract, all you have to worry about is what you're going to wear.
That's it.
Leave the rest up to me. We take care of the rentals, the bringing in. I mean, we can do valet, we can do florals, and we just sub all this out. All the rentals, everything.
And you brought up an interesting point to me. You were talking about one of the reasons why you like doing the brokers opens is because it's kind of marketing for you.
Absolutely.
Because you're going into these $4 million, $5 million homes. You're setting up this spread, and the people that are coming in that are potential buyers are probably your target audience.
Absolutely. And the homeowners. I
Right.
mean, we've met a lot of really high-end people that entertain a lot. And we've been in the most beautiful homes in Fort Lauderdale and Weston. And we do Dan Marino's house. We've done, it's very cool.
Oh, Dan Marino.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
he like to work with?
No, well, we didn't work with him. We
Okay.
worked with the new owners that own his house, and they're wonderful. They're some of they become family friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of repeat business.
Yeah.
And
A
you were
lot of
saying, I
repeat.
mean, you do a little social media now that you kind of gotten into, and you found out that you're getting a good ROI on that. But your business has gotten to this point basically just through referrals.
Absolutely.
That's
it's all
incredible.
word of mouth.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So if you had any advice for someone starting off in the catering business that was looking to get in, what would you pass on to someone?
Don't be afraid. I was afraid. I probably should have done this years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Because I did it. I mean, I went full blown 8 years ago.
Okay.
I never
So you kept
realized
dipping your
the
toe in
value of. I constantly would not give myself the credit for what I was doing. I'm good. I'm really good. So don't be afraid.
Yeah, well,
Do your best job.
You've got that. I meet people and you've got that restaurant personality. You know, you're very outgoing. I mean, you agreed to do this, no problem.
I know, and I'm dying. I'm absolutely dying here.
I mean, I look at this space here and I look at what you're doing, and I'll show up. So I'll do some stills that I'll throw up. But it's like a kitchen on steroids. It really is. There's no space that's wasted around here. It's clean and. All right, cool. All right, so we're picking us up. You feed like thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Thousands, yeah.
So how many parties are you doing in a month right now?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
I guess it changes. You've got season.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah,
up
you
and
come
down.
in.
It goes up and down. Right now, I mean, last week I think we had like 10 or 12.
Okay.
And we can have.
Wow, 10 or 12 in a week.
We can have 4 in a night.
What?
Yes, I know.
And you do that out of this?
Yes, we do.
That's
It's
incredible.
creative cleaning. It's amazing what comes out of here.
Yeah. And like you said, you're doing bar mitzvahs, bas mitzvahs, weddings, brokers opens, all those types of things.
Funerals, babies' baptisms, christenings, brisses. We do a lot of day after a wedding brunches. Our Sundays are usually that. We did 295 parties in April. No, April we did 82, and in December we did 295 parties.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. There's only 31 days in December. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I had
And
no
everyone
idea.
was perfect.
Everyone was perfect.
Well, if they weren't perfect, you know what the key is? Don't let the client know it's not perfect.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, it's, again, just make it right.
The analogy that I think the breakers, when I worked at the breakers, they used, and it's kind of when you see a duck, they're just kind of gliding along the surface, right? But if you look underneath, they're paddling like crazy.
That's our mantra. Exactly. But we look like a smooth
That's it.
duck.
They don't need to know what's going on behind. You know, I did theater, and the back of the back of the house is going nuts, and people are yelling at each other. As soon as you walk on stage, you're a totally different person.
That's it.
That's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
So, yeah, it's. I think sometimes, especially, and I guess what I think about catering is, it's one thing when you have a restaurant, everything's in the same place every night, everything is in the same location,
Mm-hmm.
you're serving the same menu most
Yeah.
likely.
Mm-hmm.
With catering, I mean, what kind of fare are you guys putting out? What kind of food are you guys
And
putting
that's
out?
what we love about catering is we can do anything, whatever the client wants. With Alessandro's background, and Alessandro Breuer is our executive chef, soon to become my business partner.
Oh wow, fantastic.
Yeah. His background is Italian, and not Italian American. I mean, truly Italian. He was born in Parma and trained there for schooling and whatnot, and his mom also works here. It's truly a family business.
Wow.
And but we can cook Italian. We've done Jewish, Chinese. Maria makes the best Chinese food in town. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anything.
So your choices are endless.
Limitless.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not just doing finger sandwiches and little
Oh,
gherkin
no,
pickles
no,
and
no,
stuff like that.
no,
You guys are,
no.
You guys are
Actually,
doing
those I hate. Those are too high maintenance.
the little tiny
Oh, the little corns. And you got a heck of a time finding those little gherkins, you know.
Oh yeah.
For,
So you guys
yeah.
do Chinese, you do authentic Italian.
We do.
Okay.
We do sandwich. Alessandro, help me here. What else? Yeah, anything and everything.
So you'll do anything from a 10, 20 person event on
We've
up
done
to.
a dinner for 2 up to 2,000.
You did a dinner for 2. What was that like?
It was an engagement on the beach.
You gotta tell me this story.
It was sweet. It was sweet. Guy called me and he wanted a dinner for. He was going to propose, and that was it. I mean, it was just very sweet. It was years and years ago. And I went down to the beach with the lantern and everything, set up a dinner for them, and I left. And then I went back and picked everything up. So, yeah.
So you weren't there for the whole.
No, I wasn't there for the whole thing.
You respected their privacy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
It was
cool.
sweat.
And the
then
largest event.
The largest, I think, was I did a at the Broward Convention Center. It was the VIP. We were the VIP caterers for. There's a local magazine. I can't even think of what it's called.
Pompano magazine.
A trade magazine.
But it was their party.
It was. They were hosting 2,000 people to come in.
Okay.
And I, at that time, had a chef working for me, and he was like, "We can do this." And here I'm still. That's what I mean about being afraid.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. I've never done anything that big. You know, he's like, "I'm telling you, you're cooking for 50, you'll cook for 5,000. What's the difference? The kitchen's dirty."
Yeah.
So
multiply everything.
Multiply it.
The ingredients by 1,000 and
Exactly.
let's run with it.
And that's exactly what happened. Is we went in and we did like 7 beautiful appetizers and word spread, and yeah, it was a great thing. And that's how actually Alessandro worked with me the first time.
That's a good. Yeah, let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
How did you and Alessandro meet, and how did that whole thing happen?
Boy, what a story. I had a chef
PG,
working for
R
me.
rated.
Yeah. I had a chef working for me, very talented young man, Matt Goldberg. He was written up in papers. He had worked for different restaurants in Miami. He actually trained with David Schwandren, I think, in Miami, and I can't even think of who the other chef was. Anyway, he needed a job. Out of the blue, I had let a chef go, and I was really stuck without a chef.
Right.
And this man came to the door and knocked on the door and with an application. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It's
And
like
he
godsend, you know.
Yeah,
it's amazing how
it's
life.
Are you? How could this man come to my door? Anyway, we interviewed him. I said, you know, just like I did with bartending, cook something for me,
Right.
and he did. I mean, you can tell, and
Right.
he had the skills and whatnot.
By the way, just I don't mean to interrupt, but we were talking about bartending before, and we were talking about how we hire bartenders. And you can tell a bartender right away, all you gotta do is ask them to pour a drink, and if they pick it up from the bottom and they're like this, if they don't pick it up from the top and just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 and pull it back,
They're not a bartender.
they're not a bartender. And it's just, I guess the same thing with the chef too.
Yeah.
If they grab the pans and
Yeah.
you can tell somebody
He's cutting like this, we know.
right, right.
So anyway, he came to work for us, and it was a godsend, but it was a very sad, unfortunate story. He had a drug problem, and he was in a halfway house here. I did not know this when I hired him. I was just so thankful to have someone. Unfortunately, the man overdosed, but in the meantime, he was the one that gave me the courage to do that Broward Convention Center.
Right.
And I needed more help, though. I mean, we could not put out that much food. It was he and myself and a couple of other people. And my nephew knew Alessandro. And he said, "My friend is a chef." I said, "Well, I need hands. I need more than a pulse. I need hands." And Alessandro came to work for us. And that night, this chef said to me, "That guy is good. We need to hire him for season." Not knowing that, geez, I don't know how soon after that. I think that was in September, and
Okay.
in October, Alessandro came to work for me full time.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it was very sad that I lost Matt. His picture still hangs here because he gave me the courage. He
That's a great story.
Yeah, it was a great story.
And unfortunately, it does bring up another. I was just reading an article. I read Eater, and you know, with the whole Mario Batali and the stuff that's going on in the industry.
boy.
But I guess what's the guy, the one who's always angry, and Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon.
Well, Gordon Ramsay did a thing, and he says he thinks that the restaurant industry has a coke problem, you know, cocaine problem. And I read that, and I'm like, no, duh. I mean, unfortunately,
Is he just learning this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in this business, you know, we come across a lot of people that, you know, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, you're in it, you're in that festive atmosphere. It's very easy to get caught up.
Absolutely.
And I know a number of chefs in Delray. I think Louis Bossy chef is sober now. But yeah, whenever hiring people, it can be an issue, and it's unfortunate. And you get swept up in that stuff, and it's never a happy ending, you know.
No.
Unfortunately,
It was
if
very,
you gotta,
very
you gotta
sad.
cut it out, you know.
Yeah,
You do.
yeah. But that he fought that demon for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well, he got, you know, he gave you a gift.
yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Like you said, he got you to get outside your comfort zone and to push the envelope a little bit. So
Yeah.
God bless him for that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
I think that I think it's a good place to maybe wrap it up. I really appreciate you coming in. I mean, not coming in, letting me come in.
Absolutely.
And showing me this space. I'm looking forward to working with you, and you know, sharing some more stories and
we do have
watching
more
this
stories.
business grow. All right. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
sounds great.
All right.